Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. My name is Dan Catherine. This is Dan Catherine Studios. In today's video, I'm going to give you a quick little insight on how to start your business quickly and one of the best things you can do for marketing for your business. And that is discovering your niche or your niche. I've said this a couple times before, but I'm going to try to make this quick, easy, and here it is. Your niche. I honestly don't know how you say it. People say it differently. So first of all, marketing is not advertising. So this is not a ploy to run an ad, create an ad, try to put money behind it and get business. Marketing is much more involved than that. Marketing's in the very fabric of your business. And it's also, of course, you can do more things outside of that, but marketing is a lot of stuff. Okay. Advertising is you think about it as ads. Marketing is much more involved. So one of the best marketing things you can do is try to find a niche. So instead of casting a wide net, which you think you'll catch more fish, you're doing it blindly. So you're throwing it out in the middle of the ocean and you don't know if there's any fish there. You're just guessing. It takes a long time to cast. You need to get a helicopter to throw a big thing over the ocean. You're trying to cast this big net over this vast ocean and you're just like, taking forever to pull it back in and you don't got that many fish because you don't really know what you're searching for or where the fish are at. So the better thing to do is cast a smaller net where you know where fish are and you understand them a little bit better. So maybe that's a good analogy for you. When you want to try to market, it's better to ideally have at least somewhat of a center on where you go. Now, it's hard for some businesses to do. They think it is. For instance, people like real estate agents who think that, it's everybody, who needs a real estate agent, which, yes, this isn't to say to deny business. For instance, I'm a photographer and I make videos and I'm not going to deny well, sometimes I do. I mean, sometimes you do because, you can't, but it's not to say I'm not going to do those things, but it's to say that I'm not going to attack those things. I'm going to be more specific in my direction of what I say I can do and where I go to market, and who I attack for business because it's an easier way to get business. It's much easier instead of saying, hey, anybody need a photographer? It's, hey, anybody need headshots? And hey, I know exactly who needs headshots. Hey, actors. Hey, acting agencies. Hey, real estate agents. Hey, business professionals. So I'm very tight on who needs these photos instead of saying, I'll take a picture of your dog or your baby or like whatever. So that's just a way for photographers to, you can kind of decide, first of all, you want to go commercial or you want to go more social or regular kind of, that's weddings, families, events and things, or you can do more commercial. It's more B2B, more for businesses, more for people doing stuff for the purpose of selling themselves or a product or a service or something. So that's anything from, I consider real estate's commercial, portraits for the purpose of selling, so headshots and, of course, advertising photos, social media marketing ads, all types of things, directed at maybe businesses that need photo and video or businesses and people that are running their own business and they need photo and video. That's kind of where I go. But I don't deny these, but these aren't necessarily my target. Okay, so that's a better thing for me and for my business. Same thing for the people that I give advice to for their business, especially real estate agents, for instance, just to go on that. Instead of saying, everybody, here's this wide net, they all try to, it's better to go for a neighborhood. Sure, that's great. Maybe more specific type of person, age bracket that's small, not 18 to 65, more like older millennials who live in Uptown. That's a pretty small demographic and that's easier to target. The reason why this is so good is because your marketing is tighter. Tighter like as in like, I'm trying to appeal to older millennials who live in Uptown. I'm going to talk different. I'm going to dress different. I'm going to say things I wouldn't say to my 83-year-old grandmother, to sell her because they're different. First of all, older millennials probably wouldn't mind me saying shit or fuck or something like that if they lived in downtown and they were kind of, that's probably how they talk too. So you appeal to them more, right? It's just like the same thing with doctors who specify in heart surgery or brain surgery. They're all doctors. They all went to the same school. They chose that as their practice because the niches get the riches. Instead of being a general surgeon, they became a specific surgeon to get to grant, well, maybe they wanted to, but it's also a business move. It's a financial move. It's a career move to make more money. Yes, it's harder. You may not get hired. Of course, there's not that many brain surgeons. There's more general ER doctors. There's more general surgeons. There's more of those, just like there is more of everything else. There's more realtors. There's more photographers. There's more restaurants. There's more bars. There's a bunch of them, right? There's tons of them. But the main thing is like when you say I am this, and I'm for these people, it's kind of deciding who you're for and then giving them that. Figure out who you're for, what they need, and then give it to them. I think it's a fast way to start your business, to escalate your business, to be more purposeful with your business, for marketing especially. Again, marketing is a lot of things, but it's also built in the fabric of your business. So, you try to hire a marketing company and they try to tell you about your prices and you're like, well, I'm trying to get business, not talk about my pricing. That's my business. Well, pricing is marketing. So it's marketing. Yes, it's based on facts and your business and what you need to do, but it's also marketing. So is who you even do business for. So that's what I'm saying. Who you even choose to do business with, who you choose to attack, what you say that you do is marketing. So it's easier, in my opinion, and faster. If you want fast, quick. Why this is so important? Because when you do general cast a wide net, first of all, you come off as extremely vanilla. Just bland. No one really cares because you're not really saying anything to anybody. You're just saying it to everybody. A 10-year-old to a 90-year-old, and just the middle of the ground, just completely, you're not talking to anybody, specifically. So they're like, okay, like they'll just forget you like every other commercial or whatever. But when you start talking to specific people, like this video right now, I'm talking specifically to entrepreneurs, to small business owners, to people who are trying to do their own thing. That's who's probably watching this right now. That's why you're watching it. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not talking to anybody who's not trying to start their own business. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. So it's a lot easier to get business when you know who your customer is. Throw a rock and hit them. Call them out. Try to figure out exactly who your customers are, your ideal customers, and start there. I'm not saying that's all you do. I'm saying that's where you start. That's a good direction to go in, because then you can start coming up with ideas that are free. My point is, you don't have to pay for advertising if you know what you're doing. If you know exactly who your target is, you may not have to pay for an ad to get in front of them. You may just be able to figure out how to get in contact with them or how to attract them to you if you know exactly who your customer is. For instance, for me, my customer was, it got to a specific point where I could say, that is my customer, that's my client. That's who needs me. And so I figured out ways to get to them that wasn't necessarily very hard. Well, mine are a lot of business stuff, so it's a little bit easier, but a lot of them are kind of in the middle of businesses and consumers. So B2B is business, B2C is business to consumer. But my point is, it was easy for me to find who they were. And if you can't really necessarily find out, if you don't have a B2B business, if you can't find out who they necessarily are, and you're more B2C and it's kind of everybody, then pick somebody. Pick your ideal person who you want in your store, who you want to buy, who would love you. I say, think about who would be your friend in business, who would love your business, who would rave about it. Who is this really for? Ideally, who is this for? And find that person, and there's a group of them, probably lots of them, and go after them. Figure out how to get to them, because then you start getting, the point is to get creative with your marketing ideas, because then once you know who it is, you can come up with all kinds of ideas that might cost you nothing to get in contact with them, or come up with deals for them, do things for them, work for free to get their attention. Give them stuff for free. And that's a great thing to do. That's my second thing, of course, is to work for free, but specifically for the people that you want, because then you get them in the door, your ideal customer who would rave about you and love you and tell everyone about you. The who your business is for, they get your service. Your service is great, which is marketing. Your service or product is fantastic, which again is marketing. Then they talk about it, and then that's how the fire starts going. You get them in the door. People throw up walls and say, oh, you can't, don't don't do anything for free. Why would I give food away for free? Why would I, do my service or give my product away for free? That's so stupid. No, it's smart because no one's buying your shit. So get people to get your product or service in their hands, experience it, and then make sure that they're your ideal customer, and that ideal customer will talk to other people in your community and around you, and other people like them, and they'll spread the word. And then you'll have a customer experience that you can talk about or show if you can show it. And again, but the main thing is your marketing actual tactics. Once you figure out your niche, once you figure that out, your marketing tactics are spot on, because you're like, this will work for them. This is how I get them. This is how I get that person. I can offer this to them and they'll come running because they'll want it. It's a lot easier than saying, how can I get general business from everyone in the world? It's like, how can I get this person, this type of person, to come in or to use my product or use my service? How can I convince them to come in? And then you start getting real specific, real creative, and you may not need that much money at all. So that's the point. That's the fastest way I think you can get your business going if you're just starting, growing. And it's one of my best things that I've used over and over again. And it is what I tell people when they want to consult and talk to me about business and how to get business. And it's what my business does. So basically, like I said, I'm in the commercial realm, so marketing and advertising and stuff. And that's one of the best ways because people come to me, photo and video, want me to do photos and videos for them, and think it's going to save their business, when in reality, when I start talking about like their things I just told you, they're like, that's not what we're looking for. And it's like, well, that's what you should be thinking about. It's what you should be thinking about, because that is the best marketing. You may not even need me, that's trying to help you, because that is when you get real specific real quick and you start actually doing something for people, thinking about them and what they need. For instance, I'll end with this. If your business is a B2B, so you are a B2B business, you deal with other businesses or entrepreneurs or small business owners or whatever, that is your service to them. That's great. But for you to really understand your client, you got to understand, who do they serve? And if they're a B2C, if they're a business to consumer, so their customer is the general public, anybody really, they don't necessarily, they don't do business for other businesses, they do business for the consumer, then you got to take that into account in your approach to them and what their needs are. So your needs are to get other businesses, their needs are to get customers, consumers, not other businesses. So you have to think about that in your approach to them. See, it's about thinking about the people, about what they want. So not only what do you want, yes, I need these, now I know I need these clients, I need these types of people, this is my niche, Dan was right, this is going to be much better. Now think about who is their niche, right? Who is their customer? And then that's going to help you even more. And you can go even a step further and figure out, why does that consumer want that business? And why does that business want your business to help them get that consumer? Full circle. So it's about understanding them. So figure out who they are first. That's what I'm saying. First of all, figure out who they are. If you don't necessarily have one, pick one. Pick your, and then when I say pick one, people are like, well, who do I pick? Pick your ideal customer. Who is your person who uses you the most? Well, it's families. Is it the husband or the wife? You know what I mean? If you get specific, who calls you? Is it the husband or the wife? Or, is it the guy or the girl? Do they own their own house? Are they living in an apartment? What's their goals in life? Who are they? Where do they live? What do they like? Figure out who your ideal customer is, kind of get them down to a T and figure out, oh, this is my person, because then you can talk to them. Because again, you're going to talk differently to a 50-year-old husband who owns his house than you would a 22-year-old girl who's in college. You'll talk differently to them. You sell them differently. So if you're trying to use ads or your copy or your videos or your photos or your ads, and they're for a 50-year-old white man who owns his house, and you play them to a 22-year-old college girl, you're not going to get results with this demographic. If that's really who your audience is, and you have ads and marketing and photos and video and blogs and podcasts for them, you need to do it for them. So that's my point. That's why this is so important. And that's why it's also easier, because then I may not need to run ads. If I know that, first of all, if they're in college, I'm already set because I know where to go. Colleges. If your demographic is 22, 21-year-olds, college is where you go. That is, think about all of that. Think about fraternities, sororities, think about football games, basketball games, think about being on campus, think about where they go, the bars and restaurants around the colleges. Go hit colleges. What's the things that they do in Greek life that you could get involved in that they would then know you? See what I'm saying? That's much more effective than trying to make an ad that they're not going to watch. So, hope this helps you. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Dan Kathman. This is Dan Kathman Studios, and hope you guys have a great day. That's it. All right, hope this helps. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. All right, bye.